Bell Hooks.
Bell Hooks.
Bell Hooks passed away yesterday. And so here's a little quick backstory. I'm not really familiar with her work, right? But every time I'm on social media and I see one of these feminists say something really disparaging about black men, they almost always reference Bell Hooks' work.
Okay, so her work is, she's like the Bible, like her.
All the time, right? That's what I see, right? So knowing that, I kind of chalked it up in my head. I was like, oh, she must be an op. That's kind of how I just chalked it up without even reading. That's not really fair, but that's just how it was,
Okay,
right?
okay.
She passed away yesterday, and I saw a lot of people bigging her up. Rest in peace, Bell Hooks. Your work was revolutionary, this, that, and the third. And then somebody goes, she's an op. Like, I was waiting for it. I was really waiting for it because, again, that's literally every time I see one of these feminists, like they say something ill about black men, they always reference her, like read Bell Hooks's Mask of, something masculinity. She always has these books. So, and then people started like pulling up quotes. So she said something like real slick about the Central Park Five. I'll read that quote. And she said that in her book, and her book, Yearning, Race, Gender, and Political and Cultural Politics. She said, no, and this is a quote from her, no one can truly believe that the young black males involved in the Central Park incident were not engaged in a suicidal ritual enactment of a dangerous masculinity that will ultimately threaten their lives and their well-being. If one reads, again, Michael Dyson's piece, The Plight of Black Men, focusing especially on the part where he describes the reason many young black men form gangs, the sense of absolute belonging and unsurpassed love, it is easy to understand why young black males are despairing and nihilistic, and it is rather naive to think that they do not value their own lives. It's rather naive to think that if they do not value their own lives, that they value the lives of others. It is so difficult for folks to see the connection between the constant pornographic glorification of male violence against women that is represented and enacted and condoned daily in the culture and the Central Park crime. So she also she never took those comments back as a result of the Central Park Five being exonerated. That book came out twice after it was republished twice after that, and there was no edit, and there was no publisher's edit, no author's edit. Taking that back. So a lot of people, and she said some things about black men being in jail because they don't know how to practice delayed gratification because they always, do some petty crimes and things like that. So people have their gripes with her. Then there are also people who say, no, she was very forgiving to black men as well. She was one of the only feminists that was forgiving to black men, and you can pull up quotes that support that. But what I've seen in the a lot of what people are pulling up is she used a lot of the same stereotypical tropes that white feminists use against black men in her work. Okay,
Got you.
Now that's all I'm being shown right now. If you can prove to me otherwise, prove
Well,
it.
there's some people in the chat who seem to understand her work on a greater level, and I'll be the first to say I'm unfamiliar with her work, so I'm not going to pull my shoulder out and go all the way in.
Right.
And when we start thinking of feminism, see, I don't think of feminism as women against men. I think of feminism as just women appreciating the value of who they are.
That's always
in
how I saw it.
conjunction.
Yeah, that's always how I saw
to
it.
men, so that we understand that process. Whenever it is a divisive feminism, I think of white women using that as propaganda because they hate white men and how white men run the society and all of that. So black feminism at its root for me, but I will listen and see how the women go about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some feminine women or who feel that they're part of the feminine movement, but they appreciate the masculinity in me. And so it's a weird little.
So what I've come to learn that is feminism, then there's womanism.
Got you.
Right? So feminism is, again, like a white creation of, created by these, Susan B. Anthony, those white women,
Right.
And then it offshoots to like the second wave, third wave of feminism. But womanism is what you described.
Got you. Okay.
Okay, I have family members who said, I am a womanist and this is what okay, that makes
more sense.
way more sense to me. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right. So we don't want to put everybody in the same bucket.
You shouldn't.
And obviously people are using her work as, and see, they got a black woman's face on this. So how does that? How do we black men take that? Unless she was fair and balanced. So I don't really know her work. So y'all gotta kind of bear with me.
No, and that's the thing, right? You can always put if somebody has been in a field for X amount of years, they have these many published works. It is very easy to catch them in a phase of their life where they believed one thing,
right? Yeah.
Then by the time they died, they didn't.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then you can kind of see the growth in what. But when I'm seeing what I saw online from after she passed, there were a lot of angry people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of angry people have felt the way they felt about her works and things like that. There was somebody else who passed away, and people felt the same way.
Listen,
it was a black writer.
Sometimes it's like that. That means you won't be forgotten.
Yeah, I'm trying to
your
think
work stirred up conversation, but this was my first time hearing of her.
Mm-hmm.
This week I've been hearing her name a lot, so I'm gonna do my research and get back to you on allowing her words to penetrate me.
Yeah.
In conjunction, I'm not gonna take a soundbite. I'm gonna allow her words to penetrate me. Maybe I'll read one of her books and go, okay, this is crazy, or I get where she's going. And but anything that's going to pit the black man against the black woman in any capacity, I'm against.
No, because and what happens is a lot of these so-called feminists online, they're lazy as well, so they cherry pick what they want to see as well.
Right, of course.
Right. So if she like y'all are telling me, if she had a lot of works that defended the black man and that
show and proof.
No, why don't you ever reference that?
Right.
You only reference when she says something about the Central Park Five and things like that to strengthen your argument.
Again, but here we are in the internet when anonymous people can push agendas and have no name or face to what it is that they're saying.
Yeah.
So condolences out to her and her family. How about that?
Always.
How about we end it with that? Condolences to her and her family, and we wish them well.
Yes. So we're gonna.
If you like what you just saw, and would love to see more of the uncut, unscripted, unadulterated, spontaneous, off the rip information from me and Brother Malcolm, you need to become a member. Hit that link below because we're gonna be going in on the after show.
And we have more exclusive content as well. So don't forget to hit that link. Peace.